Hi everyone, I'm Linda Reimer, one of the librarians at the Southeast Bend County Library. Welcome to Library Connections, our weekly readers, viewers, and listeners advisory video cast. Enjoy. Library Connections number 69. This is the Friday, September 10th, 2021 edition of Library Connections. Library Connections videos premiere on Facebook Fridays at 1 p.m. and may also be found on the Southeast Bend County Library's YouTube channel. Kicking things off as usual with the top 5 fiction bestsellers for this week from the New York Times. At number 1, A Slow Fire Burning by Paula Hawkins. 3 women come under scrutiny when a young man is found gruesomely murdered in a London houseboat. At number 2, It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. A battered wife, raised in a violent home, attempts to halt the cycle of abuse. At number 3, Billy Summers by Stephen King. A killer for hire who only takes out bad guys seeks redemption as he does one final job. At number 4, The Madness of Crowds by Louise Penny, the 17th book in the Chief Inspector Gamache series. Gamache is tasked with providing security for a statistics professor whose views are repulsive to him. And at number 5, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. A movie icon recounts stories of her loves and career to a struggling magazine writer. And moving on to the top 5 nonfiction bestsellers for this week. At number 1, The Afghanistan Papers by Craig Whitlock. An investigative reporter for the Washington Post gives an account of how 3 successive presidents and their military commanders handled America's invasion of Afghanistan after 9/11. At number 2, American Marxism by Mark R. Levin. The Fox News host gives his take on the Green New Deal, critical race theory, and social activism. At number 3, The Body Keeps the Score by Bessel van der Kolk. How trauma affects the body and mind, and innovative treatments for recovery. At number 4, The Long Slide by Tucker Carlson. A collection of previously published essays from 1995 to 2016 by the Fox News host. And at number 5, The Sisters of Auschwitz by Roxanne van Ypern. Jenny and Leanne from Amsterdam were sent by train to Auschwitz when the Jewish safe house they created in the woods was discovered. And this week I have a special Library Connections issue. This is a special dozen forthcoming mysteries and thrillers. 12 mysteries and thrillers being published in September and October because there's so many great books being published this fall. So I'm going to highlight just 12 this week with short little summaries of the plot. So don't worry, you won't be here forever. So here we go. Let's jump right in. And I should note before I jump right in that these books are listed by publication date. And also, I'm not crazy about the graphics as they appear in the final result here. You see the book cover there, the new Iris Johansson looks like it's torn, and at first I thought, well, that's kind of cool. It looks like a mystery. Why was it torn? And the more I look at it, the more I think we would have been better off with the whole book cover picture, which shows the whole cover of the book, obviously. So next time I'll do that, but I'm running out of week here, so although I could figure out how to fix that, I really don't have time to do that and get through everything I have to do on Thursday and Friday of this week as I'm recording this. So apologies for the goofy graphic there. Having said that, let's jump into a little bit about the plot of the new Iris Johansson. It's called High Stakes. All bets are off as #1 New York Times best-selling author Iris Johansson introduces gambler Logan Tanner, a man with a secret past that's about to come back to haunt him. Also coming out on September 7th, the new Lisa Jewell, The Night She Disappeared. This again is from a #1 New York Times best-selling author, in this case the author of a previous hit, Then She Was Gone, and she has come out with another riveting work of psychological suspense about a beautiful young couple's disappearance on a gorgeous summer night and the mother who will never give up trying to find them. The Night She Disappeared is also being published September 7th, so it's available now. And on September 20th, we have the new James Patterson, co-authored with Nancy Allen. It's called The Jailhouse Lawyer. A young lawyer takes on the judge who is destroying her hometown, and she ends up in jail herself. In picture-perfect Evora, Alabama, the most serious crimes are misdemeanors: speeding tickets, shoplifting, and contempt of court. Then why is the jail so crowded? And why are so few prisoners released? There's only one place to learn the truth behind these incriminating secrets, and that's in the jail itself, as our young lawyer finds out. Also coming out on September 20th is the new Anne Perry, A Darker Reality. This is an Elena Standish novel. A personal trip turns perilous for Elena Standish after the murder of a British spy forces her to face dark family secrets in this exciting 1930s mystery by best-selling author Anne Perry. Also on September 20th, we have the new Craig Johnson mystery, The Daughter of the Morning Star. When Lolo Long's niece Jaya begins receiving death threats, Tribal Police Chief Long calls on Sheriff Walt Longmire, along with Henry Standing Bear as lethal backup. Jaya Longshot Long is the phenom of the Lame Deer Lady Stars high school basketball team, and she is following in the footsteps of her older sister, who disappeared a year previously, a victim of the scourge of missing Native women in Indian country. Lolo hopes that having Longmire involved might draw some public attention to the girl's plight. But with this maneuver, she also, inadvertently, places the good sheriff in a one-on-one with the deadliest adversary he has ever faced in both this world and the next. And on October 5th, we have the new Stuart Woods novel, Foul Play. Stone Barrington is nearing his New York City abode when he stumbles into trouble. Imagine that. Stone tends to stumble into trouble. But I digress. Back to Stone. As it turns out, he encounters a new client who is in danger. And with both businesses and the safety of the city at stake, he has no choice but to get involved. When it soon becomes clear that a complicated scheme is being hatched, Stone will need to use his expertise and connections to unravel the clever plot. Though the source remains unknown, it's just a matter of time before he and Stone must each show their hands. From ritzy Manhattan high-rises to the lush serenity of the Connecticut countryside, the game of cat and mouse can end with only one victor. And again, that's Foul Play, coming out October 5th. Also coming out on October 5th is the new Joe Nesbo book. It's called The Jealousy Man and Other Stories. A detective with a nose for jealousy is on the trail of a man suspected of murdering his twin. A bereaved father must decide whether vengeance has a place in the new world order after a pandemic brings about the collapse of society. A garbage man, fresh off a bender, tries to piece together just what happened the night before. A hired assassin matches wits against his greatest adversary in a dangerous game for survival. And an instantly electric connection between passengers on a flight to London may spell romance or something more sinister. So if you're looking for an interesting collection of short stories, check out The Jealousy Man and Other Stories by Joe Nesbo, coming out October 5th. Also on October 5th, the new Lisa Unger novel, Last Girl Ghosted. Secrets, obsession, and vengeance converge in this riveting thriller about an online dating match turned deadly cat and mouse game, from the New York Times bestselling author of Confessions on the 745. And again, the book's coming out October 5th. On October 12th, we have the new book State of Terror, co-authored by Louise Penny and former Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton. After a tumultuous period in American politics, a new administration has just been sworn in. And to everyone's surprise, the president chooses a political enemy for the vital position of Secretary of State. There is no love lost between the President of the United States and Ellen Adams, his new Secretary of State. But it's a canny move on the part of the President. With this appointment, he silences one of his harshest critics, since taking the job means Adams must step down as head of her multinational media conglomerate. As the new president addresses Congress for the first time, with Secretary Adams in attendance, and Hida Dahir, a young Foreign Service officer on the Pakistan desk at the State Department, receives a baffling text from an anonymous source. Too late, she realizes the message was a hastily coded warning. What begins as a series of apparent terrorist attacks is revealed to be the beginning of an international chess game involving the volatile and Byzantine politics of Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Iran. The race to develop nuclear weapons in the region, the Russian mob, a burgeoning rogue terrorist organization, and an American government set back on its heels in the international arena. So if you're looking for an international thriller, check out State of Terror, coming out October 12th. Also on October 12th, the new John Connolly novel, The Nameless Ones. In Amsterdam, 4 bodies violently butchered are discovered in a canal house, the remains of friends and confidants of the assassin known only as Lewis. The men responsible for the murders are Serbian war criminals. they believe they can escape retribution by retreating to their homeland. They are wrong, for Lewis has come to Europe to hunt them down. 5 killers to be found and punished before they can vanish into thin air. There is just one problem, the 6th. The new John Connolly thriller coming out October 12th. On October 19th, the new John Grisham novel, The Judge's List, is published. Non-stop suspense from the #1 New York Times best-selling author. Investigator Lacey Stoltz follows the trail of a serial killer and closes in on a shocking suspect, a sitting judge. And that one's definitely going on my reading list. And our 12th recommended title is coming out on October 26th. It's the new Alexander McCall Smith. It's called The Joy and Light Bus Company. In this latest installment, in the beloved #1 Ladies Detective Agency series, Mama Rumtowski, and I'm butchering that, sorry folks, but I just can't say it, the main character of the #1 Ladies Detective Agency. I've listened to the pronunciation of that name several times by the author through YouTube. Can't say it, sorry. Anyway, if you like the #1 Ladies Detective Agency, there's a new novel coming out October 26th, and the main character is tempted to put the brakes on a business venture before it even gets rolling. So that's The Joy and Light Bus Company by Alexander McCall Smith, with the main character being something close to Mama Rumtowski, and apologies for not being able to pronounce that correctly. If you'd like to be put on the waiting list for any of the 12 titles spotlighted in this video, let me know. Send me an email or leave me a voicemail message. My email address is reimerl@stls.org, and my telephone number at the library is area code 607-936-3713, extension 212. If you have questions about this weekly video cast, send me an email. My email address is reimerl@stls.org, and I'll get back to you. That's REIM as in Mary, ERL@stls.org. And a note about library hours. Currently, we're open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., and we're closed on Sundays. The library's website, which offers a whole host of information about the library, upcoming programs, and services, can be found at ssclibrary.org. StarCAT and its companion app, BookMine. StarCAT is the catalog of physical library materials available to all card holders of the public libraries in the Southern Tier Library System, better known as STLS. The system encompasses all the public libraries in Steuben, Chemung, Yates, Schuyler, and Allegheny counties. You can find StarCAT online at starcat.stls.org, or you can download the BookMine app from your app store. And BookMine is spelled BOOKMY, like my, N-E. The digital catalog and its companion app, Libby. Through the digital catalog and the Libby app, you can check out eBooks, downloadable audiobooks, and a handful of streaming videos. The digital catalog is found online at stls.overdrive.com. Alternately, you can download the Libby app, that's Libby, to your mobile device, and you can also check out eBooks and send them to your dedicated e-reader, like a Kindle Paperwhite, through either the digital catalog online or the app, if you wish to do so. Hoople. The Hoople catalog features ebooks, comic books, full-length albums, downloadable audiobooks, and streaming videos, including both TV shows and movies. All Hoople items are available for instant checkout for Southeast DeMen County Library cardholders with a maximum of 6 checkouts per month. You can find the Hoople catalog online at hoopleadigital.com or download the Hoople app to your mobile device or smart TV. Communicating with the library. If you have questions about library materials or services, or anything else library-wise, you are welcome to go the traditional route and simply give us a call. The library's phone number is area code 607-936-3713. Again, that's area code 607-936-3713. You can also connect with the library via social media. The library has pages on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Library blogs, we have 5 of them. We have the Book Club for Adults blog, which is found at ssclbook.club and offers information on, you guessed it, the monthly book club for adults. We have the Corning NY History blog, which offers weekly postings showing photos of our area way back in the day. We have the Creation Stationery blog, which is the companion blog to the library's makerspace, so there's creative postings there. We have Story Musings, a blog hosted by the library's resident author and head of adult services, Michelle Wells. That one's found at storymusing.blogspot.com. And then Tech and Book Talk, a readers, viewers, and listeners advisory blog with occasionally helpful how-to tech tips thrown in. That's found at sscltech.com. And briefly, here are references of the week. And that's the program for this week. I'll be back next week with a new edition of Library Connections, during which time I will figure out why the remote control for my phone is not working, so I have to reach out and push stop on the record video. Have a great weekend, everyone.